Hello Scorpio, how you doing? This is Yola from Kitchen Witchin Tarot. I'm here to read your cards for you today for October 2021. So I do a mishmash of tarot cards and oracle cards in order to give us a bit of an understanding of what's kind of going on around you, within you, in your environment. And I always start the reading with a goddess card. And the goddess card that I pulled for you this month, Scorpio, is the beautiful goddess Lakshmi. And Lakshmi is all about abundance and prosperity, about a bright future. And she just reminds you to stop worrying and everything will be fine. I have to say, looking at the cards that are in front of me, this is the best reading I've done for all the zodiacs so far this month. It's a very deep reading, which doesn't surprise me as it is Scorpio. But the first oracle card that I drew for you is the Standing Stone, which is part of the Wiccan oracles. And this is about your connection with your roots, with your ancient roots, with people who have gone before. And as we move into October, and obviously we have Halloween, which is about, in Samhain, in pagan terms, which is all about connecting in with our ancestors. There really feels like there's a real ancient call to you at this time to kind of connect in with your roots, or start to research your roots, start to find out a bit more about where you came from, what land your family lived on, how did they live, and particularly because next to that I drew a fairy oracle card, and it was higher consciousness. There really seems to be a key element of this, telling you to go within, search within, look, and that can be through meditation, it could be through walking, it could be swimming in the sea, it could be yoga, whatever that is for you, is just taking a bit of time to go within and try to connect with those energies of the past, in order to kind of flow into that beautiful, bright Lakshmi future. Sometimes we have to look back in order to move forward. And then the Moonology card that I drew for you is the new moon in Gemini. And Gemini is all about communication. And this is really the card about saying, be clear in how you communicate with yourself, first and foremost, and then with others. Because I feel like that could be a bit of a block for you this month. I think that's probably the only negative card on this table. And not negative in a particularly bad sense, but that actually communication is quite important for you this month. So talk to the people you haven't spoken to in a while. Ensure that you're clear when you're speaking about things, and not getting caught up too much in your emotions. And actually, by doing that, you're going to really flow into a really good energy and be able to be clear and concise about what you think and feel about matters. And the Love Oracle says, stay optimistic. Try not to fall into pessimistic thought patterns. It's difficult, I know. One of the ways that I do that is actually every morning I do a 3 gratitude exercise, where when I wake up, I just list 3 things that I'm grateful for. And sometimes that's just simply, I am grateful for this lovely warm bed. But it just starts to move your energy in the way of optimism, rather than pessimism. And it's difficult sometimes when we've got busy lives and there's a lot of stress around us to start the day with, start the day running. Just try and have a few moments in gratitude and positivity, and it can really sort of change the way your day flows. So stay optimistic. Okay, and then your cards, really wonderful tarot cards here. I felt very happy when these came out. So the energy that you're kind of embodying at the moment is the Fool energy. And the Fool is great. It's the first card of the entire tarot. It's the first card of the major arcana. It is the start of a new journey. And it really feels for me that you're either in a very new headspace, or you are simply journeying somewhere else, physically traveling somewhere else, or going somewhere else, or moving somewhere else. And you have that kind of fool-like energy where you're kind of, you know, I don't know anything before, I'm just going off on my way, la 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 la, and I'm very innocent and happy in that way. And that's a really nice kind of childlike energy that, you know, sometimes very difficult to tap into, but you certainly seem to have it in abundance this month. What is crossing it, however, is the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Swords is all about new thoughts. So it's almost like your thoughts are kind of interrupting this new journey that you're on. But it's also about you having new thoughts of new journeys. So if you haven't started on something new, then you're certainly, your brain is starting to tick away at kind of, what should I be doing? Now we're coming into the darker months, and what shall I do? So there's a really beautiful energy of that. And the kind of stuff that's going on under the surface for you in your subconscious, and maybe stuff you're not aware of, is the Eight of Pentacles. And that is a card of very hard work. There's a lot going on under your surface, Scorpio, as we all know, you deep, deep humans. But you do need to watch that in terms of your mental health. Don't overthink. And that's where coming into this sort of higher consciousness energy, where you're doing a bit of yoga or meditation or walking, swimming, whatever it is, to just kind of bring your mind into a more relaxed space so that you can think of one thought at a time and not 8 thoughts at a time. And therefore you can start on your new journey a bit more. And the thing that's kind of ebbing away from you this month, the card that I drew for this is actually the Strength card. Now, that's not that your strength is ebbing away, although that might resonate with some. It would tell me that actually the call for you to be strong all the time is starting to ebb away. And actually you can just be strong some of the time and actually accept that you're not strong all the time. So it's a really nice card that you don't have to hold all of that all the time. So that's the kind of energy that you're flowing away from. And the energy you're flowing into beautifully is the Star card. Now, the Star card is all about wishes, and alongside that Fool card, oh, that's just such a beautiful combination, that is. So the Fool being, I'm starting on this new journey, and this kind of Star card saying, what is it that you want to do? I'm going to grant you a wish, but what is it that you want to do? You know, so really start to focus in through your meditation practices, whatever they are. Again, yoga, walking, swimming, cooking, showering, whatever it is. And look at what it is, because you're in a position this month to actually make it happen. Beautiful. And then your outcome card, your guidance for the month, is the Emperor. What an amazing card to get as your overall energy, because this is a card of stepping firmly into your power. Once you have started to think about your wishes, what it is that you want to change and do in your life at this time, you are going to step quite powerfully into that Emperor and just do it, which is such a beautiful and powerful energy. I'm so proud of you guys. It's such a lovely card to kind of get as your outcome. So more power to you, and the blessings of Lakshmi upon you as well, with the bright blessings of abundance. You are in a place where you can manifest anything you want this month, but you have to kind of stop that overthinking. And you've got to take that leap of faith like the Fool, stepping off the cliff into the unknown, because I can tell you now that great things will happen if you do that. Okay, and then finally I drew a Rumi card, and I will read you the poem in the moment that goes alongside this card, and we'll do a little sacred honouring prayer at the end. And the card that I drew for you is From Nothing to Everything. which kind of falls really well with that Fool card, where you're like maybe feeling a bit stuck and holding all that strength and being the strong person for yourself and everyone else around you, and maybe feeling like you weren't filling your own cup. And now you move into the everything. I'm sorry, you might have just heard my dog growling underneath the bed, which is underneath me here. She likes to make little noises. So your Rumi poem reads, "Oh, my friend, if you are longing to be written on, become the blank page." And so this oracle comes with guidance for you. You are being asked to let go, to receive, to become empty, to be filled. This may mean letting go of an attachment to a lover so you can receive genuine love. It may be of no longer holding on to a fantasy of your dream job, but of being guided into the most soulful and successful vocation. It may mean letting go of wishes for your body or health to be other than it is, so you can simply get on with living each day, taking steps into wellness without thinking beyond one day at a time. It is the divine paradox that when we are asked to surrender a story or a fantasy, it is because reality is knocking at our door, more often than not with the delivery of what we have been fantasizing about, but in the best way for us. The human experience of this paradox is that you may feel you are giving up hope, that your fantasy is dying. It may be very painful and bring you much grief, but all that is dying is your attachment and opinion about how it must be. This needs to happen so you can stop dreaming and start living your life. This is what's happening for you now. Do not fear any part of your process. Embrace it without expectation, with trust in your heart that the divine is simply guiding you from fantasy into fulfillment. And now we'll do a little sacred honoring prayer to finish the reading. And if you'd like to bring your hands to your heart space, you can close your eyes or rest your gaze. Take a nice deep breath. And just feel this sacred honoring prayer wash over you. I choose to trust in the great genius unfolding in my life. I give thanks for the blessings of grace now flowing into my heart. I have no need to know. I trust in the perfection of my being unfolding with innate intelligence and wisdom. Rumi, who loves me unconditionally, holds me in his protection, and I accept my destiny with a peaceful and trusting heart. Please help me to surrender the stories, attachments, fantasies, and fears that have held me back from living my heart's desires fully. I now choose unconditional trust in the loving genius of life to lead me into my fulfilled destiny now, and so be it. And you can bring your hands to prayer, bow your head to your heart, remind your head that it has no dominion over the heart, that the two live together peacefully as one. And isn't that lovely that you got, again, that you have this bright future, that, Rumi is blessing you as well with this kind of movement, and really reminding you again to accept the process, accept where you're at, accept the things that need to happen to move you forward. So I'm guessing a lot of you have birthdays at the end of October, so happy birthday, lovely Scorpios. If any of you would like a personal reading, all my details are down below. Also, all the cards and decks that I am using and all the other bits and pieces I is doing. Have a lovely October, Scorpio. Enjoy your deep and very blessed month. Wow, I'd be really interested to hear if what's going on for you guys. Lots of love and see you next month.